Every year, thousands of scripts are written, and almost all of them fail. Not because the writers are bad, not because the ideas aren't good, but because of 3 fatal flaws that kill scripts before they ever leave your laptop. Today, I'm breaking down those 3 reasons and how to fix them, so that your next screenplay actually stands a chance. And if that sounds harsh, then don't worry, because every screenwriter, including me, has written absolute garbage at some point. The difference between a writer who quits and a writer who makes it are the ones who learn why their script failed. When I wrote my first screenplay, I was convinced that it was genius. The feeling that, I'm the next Tarantino confidence that lasts right up until you finally hand it to somebody else. So my friend read it politely and smiled and said, "It's interesting." Which, as you know, is the polite way of saying, I had no idea what was going on. So that was the day that I learned something brutal. Good writing doesn't matter if the structure, the stakes, and the clarity aren't working. So let's break those down. The 3 biggest reasons why screenplays fail and exactly what you can do about it. Reason number 1 is structure. So writers love to think they are being original by ignoring structure. But that's like trying to build a house without a foundation and calling it abstract architecture. Structure isn't a cage, it's more of a rhythm. It's what tells the audience why we are watching this story and when they should care. So when structure fails, it's usually because, number 1, the setup drags on forever. Number 2, there's no midpoint that changes everything. Or number 3, where the ending just kind of fizzles out. A solid structure doesn't make your story predictable, it makes it inevitable. That's what makes the difference between, oh, cool ending, and of course it had to end that way. Reason number 2 is stakes. If the audience doesn't know what's at risk, then why should they care what happens next? It doesn't have to be life or death all the time. Sometimes it's pride or love or identity. In the movie Whiplash, the stakes are emotional. A drummer trying to prove his worth. In Toy Story, it's belonging. In Parasite, it's survival through deception. The best scripts always ask one question. What happens if the protagonist fails? If the answer is nothing, then that is your problem. Here's the good news. If your story struggles with structure, stakes, or clarity, those are fixable. I actually put together a complete screenwriting ebook that walks through every single aspect of screenwriting. That is story, structure, characters, dialogue, formatting, rewriting, and everything that you need to go from idea to a professional finished script. It is all in one place, and you can download it right now with the link in the description. Let's finish this one off strong, because the 3rd reason most scripts fail is the sneakiest one, and I've already mentioned it a few times. Reason number 3 is clarity. Clarity is the difference between this is mysterious and wait, what's happening? Your reader doesn't need all the answers, they just need enough to stay oriented. You can write complex, non-linear, twisty stories, but the emotion must always be clear. Christopher Nolan can mess with time all he wants because you always know what the character wants in that moment. Confusion can break immersion, and immersion is a sacred thing. Here is a trick. After you finish a scene, ask yourself, what emotion is the audience supposed to feel right now? And if you can't answer that in one sentence, then the scene probably needs some work. So why do most screenplays fail? Because they forget the basics. Structure gives your story shape, stakes give it meaning, and clarity gives it power. Every script that you love, from The Godfather to Get Out, gets those 3 right. And here's the truth. Even if your first few scripts fail, that is completely normal. Every screenwriter has a graveyard of bad scripts. The difference is that they learned from each one and they kept writing. So if you found this helpful and you're ready to level up your writing, then download the Film Industry Gateway Screenwriting ebook using the link below. I did my best to make sure that it covers everything that we talked about today, like structure and stakes and clarity, plus a lot more. It's the full guide to becoming the kind of screenwriter who actually finishes great scripts. So go grab it and start turning those almost great ideas into stories that actually work. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.